Here. All right, let's watch this. What's this? VTuber. Is this actually, what is it, like drama? Tea?
I'm gonna do this real quick, okay? Go on.
I mean, if Bao can talk about it, it should be, did it get like removed? Hello? Oh no, it might.
I'm gonna do this real quick, okay? Go on. All right, let me go off. I'm gonna go off real quick. All right?
Okay, go off.
I have so many opinions, and I know no one asked for them, but I'm gonna give them to you anyway, all right?
That's why we're streamers.
I saw that once again, another VTuber agency dissolved. I have seen a ton of them come and go, but like this one in particular had so many of my friends. It was almost, it was like kind of baffling. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I realized you guys were trapped in here for the last like year and a half. Jesus Christ. I made this tweet and I was just talking about how like, hey, you know, after us seeing so many of these failed business models in indie VTubing, you know, you would figure that one of these CEOs would realize that, hey, maybe something isn't working. Maybe debuting multiple waves and gens of VTubers isn't gonna work. What if we just debuted one central group and focused all of our resources to build a strong brand, to establish a loyal fan base, to push out innovative content that no one's ever seen before in the VTubing community? What if we did that? What if we actually tried to make each individual talent grow as opposed to just shooting out a bunch of really rushed projects and hope that one of them sticks on the wall when we throw it at it?
Cause it's fun. I don't know about the VTuber. I think you think that I think that you think. Oh, wait a minute. Dude, when people are like listening to Bao talk about like she's cooking, I'm telling you, Bao is so smart. All right, people are like ban Bao because she gets down bad. No, Bao cooks. Bao's smart as hell. True,
I wasn't even gonna
though.
say anything about this, but then chat, let me go into my replies. I joked, okay? I was just joking. Someone asked, what the fuck is a Vertex? I don't know. It's the latest agency to go down. A ton of my friends are affected. It sucks really fucking bad. Basically just a huge scam, okay? And I sarcastically said, I don't know, like the 20th agency to go bankrupt this year. Someone actually made a list of agencies to shut down this year, and Vertex really is the 20th VTuber agency to announce that they are shutting down this year. This is the full list of VTuber agencies that have shut down this year. Kawa Entertainment, Real Corp, Amberglow, Akio Air, Prism, Project Kawaii, VC, Voice Array, Yume Plus, Evan Red, Next Age, DigiKaji, Mito Entertainment, AN, Project Kawaii, V Reverie, Aoi ID, Nexus, Aurora Live VR, Vertex. Think about all the people that debuted under these agencies, okay? Not everyone got to get their IP back, all right? So the time that you spend under these botched agencies, I use that word because that's what happened, all right? You spend all that time building your IP, building your brand, building brand recognition. Your face is your model, okay? And once you leave that brand, your model, everything that makes you have to start all completely over.
Okay, dude, aside from like the aware, okay, here's the thing. Let's take this like super straight, right? Everything Bao is saying is so true. If anyone's gonna take me, whatever I'm gonna be saying here, or whatever I comment, it's not a jab. Literally not a jab to anybody. Low-key, Bao is spitting so much facts.
The way there are two projects Kawaii.
Were there two projects Kawaii? One is Project Kawaii and one is Production Kawaii. Is it two different things? I have no idea. I have stopped awareing months ago. I'll say this like once, and like I say it all the time, to be honest. I don't give a right? I am never gonna like take jabs. I even said it like, come on, man. Thank you, Gunrun07. I'm not gonna beat up something that's dead, right? It's down. I'm not gonna contribute to Jack. Nothing I'll ever say is a hint to anything that I've experienced personally, unless I say hypothetically in a dream, then I am. Everything else is just, it applies to everything. Whatever Bao's saying cooks though. She's right. That is true.
Massive success when they go back to being an
Thanks,
indie.
Fudge Top, for the 7 resub.
What? I skipped so many things. What?
Everything that makes you have to start all completely over.
True.
And that sucks so much ass, okay? not every VTuber gets massive success when they go back to being an indie.
True.
I feel like people say that's the meta. That is not always the meta, especially when they were a smaller creator to begin with. Not everyone is going to follow you. And with your brand having so much diluted, like all these gens, and it dilutes like the pool of VTubers that the brand attracts, that there is that recognition, that loyal fan base, it won't happen because there's way too much stuff being thrown out in such a short amount of time. You can't establish that connection with a content creator that quickly, especially with like multiple people every single time you push out a new gen. When that happens, you lose literally everything. And let's say you're lucky and you have the connection to rebuild yourself. That's fantastic. That's great. But I'm just thinking about all the lost time, money, and resources you spend on this. Just think about it. The majority of the time, these companies don't compensate you beyond your model and your cut. So if you're commissioned...
Not gonna lie, she cooked. Like, I have not sensed a lie the whole 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Art for yourself, and you're buying, and you have to get commercial rights because you're a company, right? You're buying just normal art to advertise for yourself. Because you're a VTuber, you can't just use your face. You can take a picture, that's totally free, but you can't because you're a VTuber. Now you're paying like the base price for art plus 1.5 times commercial fees. Yes, sometimes commercial fees are 2 times the base amount costs, and now you got to do all of that all over again for a brand new VTuber model, brand new IP. It's so... I feel like these agencies are nothing but predatory, and they purposefully know that VTubers are money bags because VTubers are really, really strong brand power. Okay, like the VTuber can create this avatar and everyone falls in love with them. You can start a completely new like identity online, and you can be basically anyone you want to be. And these like narcissist CEOs, they know that, and they target these VTubers because they know that they don't know any better. They know that...
Oh my God, I have a take on this that sounds really mean, but I don't mean it in a mean way. This is from what I've experienced, meeting like VTubers specifically. Like, not like streamers in general. I'm talking like VTubers specifically. VTubers are not like experienced. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way. Like, they are fresh out into the world doing this just for the of it. I'm not saying like, oh, they're stupid. Not stupid as in like, oh, dumb. They don't know what to think. Like, they don't know how the world works and what is what. And I feel like at one point, you can't really call someone out. From a scale of 1 to 10, chat, how honest do you want me to be? Because I suck at wording things. Like, when I say stuff, I don't mean in a bad way. I just suck at choosing the words. ESL uses the word. When you're in the VTubing world, right, especially when you're trying to network, you gotta go to a lot of platforms. One of them is Twitter. I know people are like, oh, use Blue Sky. Let's be so honest. Blue Sky is good for engagement. Twitter is so much better for visibility. It's the same thing as TikTok. You know, like TikTok, big visibility. Same thing with YouTube Shorts, etc. In the VTubing world, what I've noticed, especially recently, the space that has been built, it's really hard to call someone out for their shit. Especially when you don't have like overwhelming proof to state that you are completely correct. You know what I mean? Like if let's say someone's being like shady or weird, you can't be like, oh my God, you're shady and weird. Because then you're an asshole. Like, you get canceled for being like, yo, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. You shady and you weird. And like, I just don't feel comfortable around you. That's like, holy shit, you're gatekeeping and you're like choosing and picking and you're judgmental and you're just an ass for that. Listen, man, all I'm saying is I come from a place where you live from that. You know, like, you use your gut feeling. Have you ever spoken to someone, you're like, something's not right with this guy? Do you have proof? No. But do you need to get stabbed to know that this person can you? No, it's a gut feeling. You have a gut feeling that this person is gonna you. But you don't have to sit there, wait for you to get stabbed, take a picture, and be like, oh, wait, maybe it was an accident. Let's just get stabbed one more time. And then now you're like, hey, just saying, the first time it happened, but it's okay. Now I get stabbed twice. And unironically, that is the community. Like, if you do something, you're like, hey, man, that's weird. You can't say that because it's bad PR. It's like bad image, you know? Now you're an asshole. And they're like, hey, you know, that's kind of... And then the other person can be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just insert reason here. I'll bear with you. Okay? If you make people weird, you're not a bad guy. But like, that's just how things are. You know, like something you did or said made them feel uncomfortable. You're not necessarily a bad guy, but if you want to like maybe rethink of what you did and what you said, and you're like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that. That's how life works. Nowadays, it's not like that anymore. Not a lot of people call out a lot of people. And because of that, VTubers are not the smartest group. I'm gonna be so real. Like, there are really smart VTubers. There are VTubers that are like, I'm a scientist doctor thing. But I'm not saying like smart as in logic and knowledge. I'm saying like gut feeling. You know, like they're too nice that it makes them not the smartest. It's like, oh, I do have bad vibes with this person, and like this person did say and do things, and I feel like they don't have the best intentions for me, but what if that's just who they are? Like what if they mean no harm and I'm just overthinking it? No! Like, hella! I have met so many people like that are like, let me give them another chance. I'm really nice in a sense, right? I don't like to be like, I'm nice. I'm mostly an asshole, I'm not gonna lie, but like, I don't tend to do that. But when I have a bad gut feeling, I'm gonna keep my distance. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, we're good, you know, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, these are the things I experience and this is what I go through and let me involve you in my life. No, like, I know you, you know me, that's the end of it. Nothing more, nothing less. That's just how you do it. You don't make them into an enemy. You don't go outside and make a thread about them and cancel them. But you also don't share too much and trust too much. But what? Sometimes you can't explain it. You just get the feeling. Right, Ari? It's like, I feel bad. But honestly, kind of not. It has saved my ass a good amount of times where I'm like, I don't have good vibes from you, so I'm just gonna like, I don't want you to be my enemy, but I'm not gonna trust you. I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't trust you. And then something bad happens and I'm like, cool. I don't feel joy from their downfall, but I feel joy that I avoided it. Trust your gut. Like, VTubers, they have a gut feeling, but they're too like, oh, maybe I'm crazy. Like, they gaslight themselves. I don't get it. The amount of times I've like, dude, how are you gaslit? I never gaslit you, but you gaslit yourself. Like, how? We're like, oh, they're nice. It's just like, you know, they go through things. No. It's like, oh yeah, you see, they have some problems. I have problems. The issue is, right, I don't make it your problem. That's how you know that someone is an adult and someone is not an adult. Because kids, they don't know that. But as an adult, you have issues. Listen, man, you can share your issues, but don't make your issues someone else's, right? You don't share the burden. You just share the story. That's it. No one's gonna carry you to the finish line. You gotta do it yourself. But if you tell people how it feels like, that's fine. But the lines are so blurred. It's like, oh, you know, I don't really want to do this, but like, I feel so bad. Since when is kindness pity?
Maybe take Bao off the screen when discussing this so it is not clipped out of context.
Oh, I don't think Bao is like that. Bao is actually really smart. Okay, to be fair, I don't have clippers that do that. My clippers are very smart.
Can be hard to go off of though,
Bao is
cause
smart.
if your vibe check failed, you don't have to own up to it. You probably don't even realize you misjudged them cause you don't keep up with that person.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to judge them, but
thank you
can be a bit
Queen,
wary.
for the raid.
You know what I mean?
Welcome raiders.
Like, just take care of yourself. I feel like VTubers need to be a bit more okay with being selfish. That's all I mean. Like, they're so kind to other people that they are the meanest person to themselves just because they don't prioritize what they need. And then now they're like, oh, I feel like, you know, I don't feel good. Yeah, because you've never put yourself first. Who the is gonna put you first? Because like, I'm gonna be real with you. I care about, like, for example, Ari. I care a lot about Ari. If Ari needs help, I'll help her. But if, let's say, Ari's like, hey, Michi, I need you to do this for me. And I'm like, I literally cannot do it. I'll say no. Because I cannot do it. You gotta put yourself first, girl. Because if you keep putting others first, you're gonna be dead set behind. Like, you're gonna be last. And then at that point, the meanest thing I can say is like, you can't blame anyone but yourself at that point. Okay? Like, no one prioritized you. You should have prioritized yourself. Don't be nice to people. Don't give people, like, if you have a bad feeling and you had a bad experience, you don't need to wait for the third time. The first time is fine. You know, like, oh, I thought this person's nice. And now I'm f***ed over. Let me just give them a second chance. Why? That's crazy to me. The amount of times, like, I am a very big, I trust you, but not too much. But fuck me over once and you're gone. Like, I don't know. I get close with people easily, but I cut people off very easily too. Just for my own sake. It's just how it works. That sounds mean. That's how I stay sane. I'm not gonna sit here and be a mother to another person online. Hell no, I'm your friend. It stays there. I ain't your mom. I feel like people need to be meaner for your own sake. That's Bao. This has nothing to do with Bao. Bao is talking about like similar topics to what I'm talking about, where people tend to like abuse VTubers, which is true. Because VTubers are like naive, right? Like, I only learned this recently and I've started to only give attention to those who deserve it. Joel, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I used to be a big pushover.
Being mostly online leaves people open to being taken advantage of in ways they can't recognize, especially if they're young.
Exactly. That's another thing. I realize a lot of content creators nowadays are very, very young. Like, very young. You know what I mean? I've met content creators that are like, oh, I'm like 21.
I'm not sure I want to hear put yourself first from you of all people. Who was it that said she'd rather get food poisoning than pointing out something tastes strange?
Okay, not gonna lie. I would rather get food poisoning than say something tastes weird. That's why I choose not to eat at all. Or I don't eat next to people. That's another thing. I eat more when I'm alone or with my family. That's one thing that you can ask any of my friends that I've met. When I first meet them, I barely eat. Like, they literally like, oh my God, Michi, you need to eat. It's not that I don't want to. I can't. Like, I don't feel comfortable eating in front of people. So unless I know you, then I eat with you. Like, genuinely meals in silence. Because when you're like with people that you're not very close with, I focus more on like entertaining. You know what I mean? Like keeping up a conversation and making sure that they're okay and the vibes. But I have met a lot of people that are young. I'm not saying I put myself first in everything, but I'm trying to put myself, especially when it comes to like friends, like friendship, relationships. I put myself first in that, you know, where it's like, I care about you. And I know I care about you.
Thanks, Booby Queen, for the 3 resub.
If I feel like you don't care about me, then like I probably won't care about you as much. You know what I mean? Like an eye for an eye. If you give me your 100, I'll give you my 100. But if you're gonna give me like whenever you can at 2%, then I'll do the same. Nothing personal. I don't hate you. It's just what it is. I've had a hard time putting myself first, but I have been trying. Ari, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. I swear to God, I have yelled at so many people that are like, unironically, you've probably heard this conversation. I'm not going to mention the name, but if they choose to talk about it, then you know who I'm talking about. Oh, Michi, this person is not the nicest, but I don't know. Do you think they mean, like, do you think like they don't mean it that way? Like, what if they're just like, you know, they don't mean to hurt me? And I'm like, no, they did definitely mean it. And they're like, no, they would never. And I'm like, no, they did. They did. Because I'm stupid, and even I wouldn't word it this way. And they're like, no, I'll give them another chance. And another. And another. I know this is my 26th chance. But, like, I know deep down, they mean well. Who the f*** are you supposed to be? You, Jesus? Why are you forgiving them? It ain't your job, okay? Let God forgive them. Why you do it? I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. I feel so sad. Stop giving them chances. Once is enough. Twice, pushing it. Anything more than twice, stop it. Snap out of it, okay? If it looks like and it feels like shit, and it smells like shit, it's probably f***ing shit. It's like, oh, but it's chocolate, Michi. Michi, what if it's just chocolate? It's shit. You're crazy. You're crazy. Okay, like, one thing that I had to learn from my friends is sometimes you should give people second chances. I used to be, one time is enough, you're cut for forever. Like, unredeemable. Nowadays, I believe in the fact that people change over time, and I ease myself into it. But I will not trust them. Like, no. I don't, unless you are really close with me, I ain't telling you shit. Hell no. Because, what the I don't know you. I don't know you, you don't know me. We keep it there. You know, I know you exist. We keep it there. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Nowadays, people think it's like, if you're really friends with them, you need to overshare every private detail. No, I TMI a lot. But a lot of my private struggles, I keep to myself. Because, like, you don't need to know that. Chat doesn't need to know that. They don't need to know that. I don't gotta be trauma dumping to nobody. Aside from my therapist, because I paid them to listen to me trauma dump. Aside from that, no one's got to know. Because, like, what do you knowing do? Plus, if I'm not close with you, what if you exposed that? Hell no! If I'm gonna expose my deepest, darkest fear, it's gonna be for my content. And I am gonna get ad revenue from that, and not you. What the heck? Michi won't trauma dump to me. That's the point. Well, Ari, I'm not gonna do that. But, you know, when I was 2 years old, my dad decided to... When I was 3, I remember going outside. And there's a massive car and... VTubers, they're naive, okay? A lot of VTubers are also very young. Another thing that I've realized is people tend to think it's like, wow, you're so young and so successful. That is it's a good thing. But then when they up, ooh, boo, bad. I have a crazy controversial opinion right now, right? You're right. Let me remove Bao from screen.
Thanks, 𝐿𝐄𝐃𝐃,
just so people
for the
don't think
sub.
I'm talking about Bao. I am not talking about Bao at all. Bao is amazing, creative, and very smart. She gets down bad every now and then, but she's genuinely like super critical thinker. As much as people make fun of Bao, I've always seen Bao in a very great light. Because like, I see it. I see what you're doing. You cooked. However, this is my crazy controversial opinion, right, chat? A 21-year-old is going to act like a 21-year-old. Crazy! I know! No way! No way they're impulsive and stupid and says dumb shit and speaks when they don't need to speak and they do dumb shit for attention. What? What are you, 21? Chat, let's be so for real. There are so many creators that are so young, right? And it is bad. You know what? It's good that they're learning. It's very good that they learn and that they understand their mistakes and hopefully improve for the future. But you cannot expect someone so young to know how to properly act. You know, they're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna make a lot of mistakes. And you can choose to leave. Because that's what it is. You ain't their parent. You don't gotta stay. You don't gotta do anything to help them. They can do it themselves. But like, they stupid. Okay? And I'm not saying like, people tend to think 21 is not young. Yes, it is. Unironically, any age before 27, you a little dumb. You a little impulsive. You say shit for the sake of saying shit, or because you want something, some form of recognition or validation or attention or care from other people, or it's one of those things where it's like, you just want to be part of something. Until you're 21, you'll still feel that. The person I was at 21 is an entirely different person to who I am today. Same. Unironically, it is so different. Like, I know people tend to think it's like, oh, you're above like 20, you have to be an adult. No, you actually do not turn into an adult until you're 27 to 30. Before that age, you are a stupid, impulsive kid. Even at 27, 28, 29, you are still a stupid, impulsive kid. It's always going to be part of you. So like, a lot of content creators and VTubers, they're very young, very naive. They do dumb things and they need some form of like guidance, whether it's kind guidance or backlash. Either way, people learn, right? Either they're scolded or they're warned. They will learn over time. It just depends on how bruised you're gonna be once you learn everything. That's why the internet is a weird place. And if I ever have a kid, I am not... Hell no. I'll teach them how to use it, but I don't want them to be involved in this. People expect too much, you know? Like, people expect... It's like, actually, my favorite content creator never did that. Yeah, because he's like, what, 32? And he's experienced so many and went through so many things. Let's be so for real. Like, you fuck up and you learn. That's the joy of growing up. But you can't expect someone who is literally a baby to grow up that fast. You gotta give it time. Or you leave and just hope that they change in the future. It's none of your job. You ain't their parents. Not your responsibility. And that's the crazy thing, okay? With the internet, sometimes people tend to take it way too personally. And I don't mean this in a bad way. Sometimes it is a personal attack. But try not to take things too personally, man. It'll just make your life worse. It'll make everything too stressful. If you're like,
Q, you moved for the one resub.
Like, this person made this comment. It must be to jab me. No, it's not about you. And they're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to either bait or hurt a lot of people. You just happen to be caught in the crossfire. And you know what you can do? Just ignore it. Ignore it and pretend like it's not about you, because you don't know them, they don't know you. The less you take things personally, the happier you become. That's my solid take. One thing I never understood about the internet is that why the you take it so personally, where it's like, I feel like hurt from this. That's a waste of your energy. Like, you're hurting. Like, yes, it sucks. It sucks to see, it sucks to hear. You look at bad things and it hurts to look at. That makes sense, you know? But don't give other people the satisfaction of knowing that. And plus, just don't think about it. Unless they call you out by name and start calling, like, personally pointing a finger to your face, don't give them the satisfaction. Man, it's like, you're hurt, that sucks. That's fine. And then you move on from it. Because it ain't about you. And the more you make it about you, the more you're gonna hurt yourself. And that's not healthy. Okay? The amount of stuff you could have produced instead of being in pain would have outweighed it. Listen, if I get like, that is kind of controversial because it's like, oh, am I not valid? Your feelings are so valid. It's just depending, you know, do you want to use your energy and waste it? Or do you want to do something else? If you want to feel your feelings and feel like shit, you are valid to feel like shit. But then, don't complain that you are feeling like shit because you chose it. And that sounds like stupid. But trust me, girl, I've seen way too much. Chat teases me every now and then. The teases chat gives me is nothing compared to everything I've actually gotten with meaning. Like when chat's like, Michi, you're stupid. They don't mean it. I have met people that would call me the most heinous shit, right? Every obia, every ism in the book. And they mean that. And you know what? After experiencing everything, don't take it personally. Just do not. Take it as like a burst of anger. It says more about them than you. That's just what it is. Don't take it personally. It's a waste of energy, a waste of time. And then you move on. Do something else. Makes it so much easier. But if you don't want to do it, that is okay. Very valid as well. Whatever you feel, very valid, whatever it is. Emotions, whether you like it or not, chat, are always so valid. No such thing as an invalid emotion. It's just the reasoning behind it, right? You put energy, and what is the result? If the result is negative and you choose to do it, then okay, valid. But instead, what if you choose to not waste the energy and not have negative results? Also valid. Depends on what you want in the end. Any feeling is valid on itself, no matter how stupid it sounds like. Not everything needs a response. Sometimes not responding is healthier for you emotionally. Exactly. Sometimes walking away is what it is. You don't have to justify yourself and you don't owe an explanation to anyone. You don't owe anything to anyone. Sometimes you just leave. It is what it is. It's not complicated. It is complicated, but not too crazy. It depends on what you want in the end. If you want peace, ignore it. If you want confrontation, then go for it. Sometimes I do the same. Sometimes I feel very problematic and I want to have like an argument, so I argue. The difference is I admit it. I'm like, yeah, I decide to take a petty problem and I blow it up out of proportion because I want to complain. And I want to have an argument and I want a reason to be upset. And then once it's done, I'm like, okay, fair play. You know what? You did good, bro. GG. And here's the thing, I'm not crazy. I literally tell people this. One of my poor victims is unironically Kuro. I would tell Kuro, sometimes I'm like, bro, I'm in a shit mood. And Kuro's like, do you want to have an argument? I'm like, kinda. And he's like, all right, we can do it. And I'm like, sure. So then we would argue. Like, I'm talking genuine arguing. Like, I'm mad, he's mad. We're saying shit, right? And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Honestly, everything you did, fair play. And he's like, okay, we're done? We're done. All right. Want to play Marvel Rivals? And then we play Marvel, and then it's gone. You know, it's communication. Sometimes you just gotta let it out of your system. But you tell them, you don't catch them blindsided. That's rude. So you warn them.
Sometimes the best way to win the game is to not play, to just walk away and refuse to be part of their tomfoolery.
Yeah, I do that. I learned this from my mom, by the way, because my mom does the same thing. And I do the same thing to my mom. There are times I'd be like, he's like, hey, you good? And I'm like, not really.
It sounds like the eating noodle with milk debate the other days.
That wasn't all good and fun. I hate that guy, but it's all good and fun. Sometimes when Kuro's like, nah, bro, I'm not feeling the best. I'm like, that's fine. If you need to vent to me, give me 15 minutes. And then I go to my mom and I do it with my mom. My mom's always down for it. I learned this from my mother. Because my mom used to start for no reason. Like, no reason. Like, Michi, why is an empty cup inside your room? And I'm like, oh, I took it for a reference. She's like, why is it in your room? And then she is so angry. Like, super angry. I'm like, wait, what the mad about? I didn't do anything. It's a cup, you know? And at one point, I remember sitting her down and I'm like, listen, mom, you good? Like, what's really bothering you here? Because I know a cup isn't bothering you. Something's bothering you. You want to talk about it? And then we talked about it and I'm like, okay, I get it. Sometimes you just need to blow off steam. Just warn me in advance. So now my mom does the same. She's like, Michi, I am pissed. I am so pissed and I want an argument. And I'm like, okay. And then we argue. And then gone. And then like, okay, you feel better? That's good. I also needed to let out some steam. That's fine. GG, handshake, leave. It's so easy. Thank you for the fart, chat. Ew, nasty toot. Gross. I'm telling you, sometimes it sounds crazy, but you just gotta communicate it. And then if it's not that big of a deal, then make it a big of a deal. If you're going to make it a big of a deal, then be prepared to feel a lot of bad feelings. Because that's always what happens. Look at Jared. He's in a little... Non-toxic Asian mom. It took a long time for me and my mother to reach where we are, okay? Very long. She used to be very angry and mad. But then eventually, you live and you learn. You learn to adapt. Yeah, I myself to get my emotions out. Yeah. If you are good talking the enemy team, feels great. True. I do that too. All I'm saying is, kids nowadays on the internet, you can't even complain about it. They're just being kids. They're just so dumb. You can't complain. Because they're kids. What the f do you explain? Like, what do you expect from someone that has not experienced anything about life? Nothing, really. If you did expect something, that's low-key on you, girl. These kids barely know jack. I ain't expecting nothing. I expect the bare minimum, which is respect. Anything that is not... If you're gonna f up and say dumb, it's fine. You young. I want to argue to get anger out. All I do is scream, Ari! I tell you right now, if you need to argue because you're upset, hit me a DM. I am very good at pretending like I hate you. As long as you want that. And then you can say whatever you want. You can insult me, do whatever, jab it. And then I jab you back so you don't feel too guilty. That's the nice in-between. You know, you can't just be like, I'm sorry. Now you feel bad. So what I do is I'm like, dude, you're not even that better, are you? You suck just as much as I do. And then now you don't feel as bad. And now you're gonna one-up it little by little. And then you, poof, gone. Now you feel better. And then tell me when it's over. I'm telling... Would have been great. Ari, just DM me. I got you. I got you, girl. I'm a professional arguer. Just warn me so I literally don't take anything personally. Because then if you don't, then I'm like, oh, are you actually mad? My bad. And then it's not fun. Does she like it? Unironically, at this point, low-key, kinda. Because I used to have anger issues. And my family everyone has anger issues. So this is the only nicest way to deal with it. And it works. It feels so good. I feel like I would have a hard time arguing with you because you've never done anything to make me mad. Ooh, if you can argue with me, what you can do is you can be a bitch to anybody else and you don't even have to explain to me who they are. I will pretend like I know who you're talking about. And I'll be like, oh my god, f that guy. Oh my god, no way. Again? Him. Her. Them. Whoever that is. No, that is so valid. That is so f***ed up. No way. If I were you, I'd beat the shit. I can do that too. Ooh, girl, f***. And you're not even gonna tell me who they are. I'll just pretend. I'll go with it. It works. So you know, Titsuke, right? Ah, f that guy. Ugh, disgusting. I love starting problems. The difference is it's consensual. My problems are consensual problems. Okay? You want to have a problem, I give you a problem. If you don't want problem, I don't give you any. Simple, very easy. Yes, consensual arguing is a very good thing. Easy solution to a lot of problems. Tusk. Anyways, we were watching Bao. Bao is very sweet. This has nothing to do with Bao. Bao is super sweet, super cool, and very smart.
They don't know anything about contracts and laws. They know that, you know, if you can promise them the world, but these CEOs know that, you know, it's not on paper. They know exactly what to tell you to make you want to sign with them. And then you're stuck with this company that has no idea what they're doing. And they are neglecting you and your needs, right? And then let's just say like they rush a new gen, okay? The first gen barely has any resources. And now you're spreading yourself even more thin times two. What in the world are you thinking? What in the world are you thinking? It is so hard enough for just one VTuber to stand out against the crowd. What are you thinking trying to do that times 5? What are you thinking trying to do that times 10? It's so manipulative. It's so predatory. And the things that these agencies get away with in the name of like trying to, because you know, like you build a lot of camaraderie within these agencies, right? You get attached to your gen, you get attached to the people inside of it. It sucks when this dissolves because, you know, that camaraderie doesn't always like stay.
Camaraderie.
You lose like your group identity. And then let's say like one of you guys gets to keep your model and your IP, and then the other doesn't get to. It's
that raid happened like 6 years ago. More equal better. Pepe Kalulus. True.
So and then no, everyone's confused, and then everyone in your fan base is confused. Like who's who? Where'd you go? Sometimes the algorithm will be magical and show you exactly where they went, but like you'll never. Sometimes you never know because sometimes you were just like a window shopper. you know, just looking at this particular VTuber agency. Oh, they look really cool. Oh, I kind of recognize this person next to this person, but you don't actually recognize them by themselves. I just feel so bad. I feel so bad for and it's crazy. 20 VTuber agencies this year alone. You guys, stop making VTuber agencies. Stop making VTuber agencies. Just debut one group, all right? Don't try to like be something that you're not, all right?
Dead ad.
A clear goal path that you think will fit into the scale of what you can afford long term, because being a VTuber, you do not break even, okay? VTubing, like startup costs are insane, okay? They're gonna, well, for one talent, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like 10 to 20K. I can assure you that, all right?
I don't recognize any of these new ones. I don't recognize any of these names, and I don't even know most of these new ones. Yeah, that's part of the problem, bro. That's
virtual fees, model, part of the problem, debut, isn't it? Lore, art, like equipment, it's gonna be 10 to 20K, all right? You are not gonna break even for the longest time. And the thing is, a lot of these agencies, they company themselves debut the same time as their talents. So no one even knows who these agencies and companies are before the talents appear. So building that like customer to brand trust, and that's happening at the same time. That doesn't happen for years for most companies. And now why in the world would you want to debut another gen when you're barely being recognized as a company? I'm not a CEO. I'm not a tech bro. Okay, I just do this. I'm just a VTuber. But even I can tell that none of these agencies know what a content creator is. Okay, they have no idea.
Wait, low key.
How to produce short. They don't understand they don't understand the YouTube algorithm. They don't understand how to post, like where that you need to diversify your content. You need to post it on literally every social media platform you have.
Did she stutter?
You cannot just debut a VTuber, give them a model, and then expect returns off of it. Okay, that only exists in the upper echelon of VTubing. And even then, they took years to establish their brands. And even then, it's still super hyper niche.
She's not
so you
down.
trying to fill in this super hyper specific small niche and thinking that you're going to get a return off of it is just really, really silly. And now all these homeless VTubers with either no model, no company, and they probably still have to pay back these companies, bro. When these companies go down, you're probably gonna go down with them. You're probably gonna pay back your debut startup costs for the rest of your life. And half of these people just probably wanted to join as a hobby, wanted to join because it was fun, wanted to join and see where it took them. And now they're in crippling debt. Okay, and that's what I mean by predatory. Okay, these are the insinuations that they don't tell you until it's too late, until everything hits the fan, when they stop replying to you, when you stop getting payouts in time, when they start like ghosting you. I wonder what's going on. It's because they realized that they scaled way too high, and now they can't make any returns and they're bankrupt, and it's over. When these VTuber agencies debut and they get...
Hold on. Okay. You okay? Go. Do you need me to turn on the AC? It's getting a bit hot in here. Let's take a 1 sec. Jesus, she did not stop with that. She went, you know that writing emote? Bow wrote hell. Like that, everything's on fire, bro. Everything's burning up. What the All right, let's continue. A bit warm. Yeah, let me turn on the AC real quick. Beep, beep. There we go. All right. Whew.
Could have like the most beautiful models in the entire world. They could have a gorgeous voice. Like, let's face it, brand power really is powerful, right? A VTuber from this agency and that agency are not equal. Okay, so now if you're an agency that just came out of nowhere and you debut this VTuber, and they could be the most high quality, perfect VTuber, hilarious VTuber, no one knows you. No one knows your company, all right? Your VTuber is now tied to your brand, but what is your brand? And now these guys are like, they're stuck. They're literally trapped in these like super highly predatory contracts for a year, and they can't talk about it. They're too scared to talk about it, and by the time it all like explodes, it becomes all super messy. You know, like their public image is stained by this like super traumatic event for them. VTubing is gonna be ruined for them for fucking ever. And at the end of the day, like all these companies really had to do, in my opinion, was just learn what it takes to be a content creator, to be a good content.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, my lungs. Getting like the post from an anime girl that looks this cute, and she's just like this the whole time. She's like, so this is my opinion, and then she just served. Damn. Not gonna lie, nothing she said has been wrong though. For real. If you want to make it as a content creator, you have to learn to be comfortable with the question of who the are you? Like, not even in like a deep way. Like, genuinely, like, who omega lol yourself. You have to be comfortable asking yourself that question. If you don't, and you still feel like, well, I stand out. No, not about how you stand out. Who are you? Like, who the are you? Who knows you? What do you do? What are you known for? Who knows you? If you can't sit comfortably with that question, you gotta learn how to do it. Today's what today's, bro. If your branding ain't on point, it doesn't matter if you're talented, amazing, beautiful. No one cares. No one knows who you are. That is so true. Oh my god. And also, I'll say this, chat. The most expensive thing about content creation isn't even like VTubing isn't the model. The models are expensive. I'm talking about like $8,000, right? Minimum 5K to 40 above. 5K above is like standard model. It's expensive, but that's not the most expensive. What's the most expensive is promotionals. That, oh my god, I'm talking stacks of wads of cash. Until today, bro, I still feel really bad. When I have the chance, I always try to just like pay things by myself and not have VShojo pay for it, even though they offer to pay for it. Because they spent so much money on me, and no. Like, listen, yes, I can do it, but I'm not, my mama did not raise a freeloader. Hell no. VShojo gave me like a skit, a episode of a reality show as an intro. Are you kidding me? No, you ain't spending nothing, okay? If I can do something and I'll pay for it, I'll pay for it. Shut your mouth. I don't want it. You crazy. Yeah, I had Code Blue as a debut hype. Like, it's not cheap. Like, that is not cheap. And I remember I asked them, like, how much is it? And they're like, don't worry. We'll take care of it. Don't worry. So I don't even know how much it is. But I know that ain't cheap, bro. They booked everything. That is crazy. I was like, no. Please tell me. And they're like, no, don't worry about it. We got you, girl. I'm sweating over here. I remember I was like, hell no. Hell no way. Mama did not raise a freeloader. It's crazy. But promotionals are expensive. So expensive. Bao cooked.
Content creator and how to establish a strong brand identity for each, not their gen, okay? Not the gen, not the company, for their individual VTubers. And if you cannot do that for a single VTuber, why would you have a gen? It's so ass. It's so ass, okay? I really do root for so many of these small agencies. I do sponsorships for them. I get to watch their debuts, and then not even half a year later, I see their company explode. Like, that is so heartbreaking. And you know, like, these debuts are not like, they're better than my debut. So these VTubers, this is their chance to really make it big, to really make a name for themselves. They're putting everything they possibly can into it, and then they have to walk away from it completely because the company exploded. And they probably can't afford the buyout costs. Bao, you're making too much sense right now. These concepts are too advanced for nepo baby money bags looking to abuse artists and creators. You know what? I hate to be schizophrenic, but I want to be schizophrenic for a second. A lot of CEOs are narcissists, and a lot of the people that have scammed me are narcissists. Does it? I mean, if the shoe fits, right? If the shoe fits, to be CEO, you're gonna be in charge of a lot of people. You're gonna have a lot of power. What kind of people like to be CEOs? Money doesn't make people smart and good people. Yep.
DMing Gunrun right now. Dear Gunrun, are you perhaps DMing Gunrun? Dear Gunrun, hold on, guys. I see the vision. No, wait. Gunrun, are you perhaps? Oh, Gunrun. The classic Gunrun Maiko double whammy is insane. Dash the face of evil.